Now, turn these around so that they weren't all the way in the water there. Oops, I want them fairly close here so that I can get a stick or something to stick under the end of them so they stick up in the air. Okay. Alrighty. Okay, let's stick some towels on there to help hold some of the heat into that pipe. Let her get cooking again. Now the sticks I got in there are sacrificial sticks. The one is one of the long ones that had the knot in the middle of it, so I know it's not going to be a good stick. The other one is off of the shorter board. That actually was going to be a good one. Try the one with the knot first, let it cook. Let it go about a half hour, 45 minutes or so. Longer is better. That thing was cold. It was soaking in the water, and that water is cold outside here. Well, it was 30 some degrees last night. It only warmed up to maybe 38 today, so it's not exactly hot out here. Well, it's been about 25 minutes so far. I had that steamer going. I figured if I did it for 45 minutes or something like that, it'd probably be the best. Maybe add a little bit more on it because that wood was really cold when I stuck it in there, cold and wet. Anyway, it's still cooking. It's working pretty good. Got a good steam coming out of the other end of it down there. You can hear it hissing as it comes out, so that means there's some pressure in there, which is good. That's what we want. Yeah, it's jetting out pretty good down here. That's what we want. I want to get another towel. Oh, make sure that when I take that cap off of there, I don't get scalded. Well, let's see how this thing works now. It's been about 45 minutes or so. I got a pair of leather welding gloves. I got my sleeves all rolled down. Okay, so I got a towel here. I'm going to put this towel over this to keep, see if I can get that thing off. There it goes. All right, that thing is floppy. Let's see what happens here. Yeah, it's gonna be a tough one. I should have had a clamp right here where this knot was. Is, I should say, not was. A little longer than my room here. Oh, come on, that one don't want to work. Okay. Well, I'm not unhappy with that, except for where that knot was. The knot, if I'd have had a piece in there to support that knot, I think I could have got it to turn, but I figured that was going to go bad anyway. Alright, I got to turn everything off here now and start over again. I'm not going to get that one done. I have to let this one sit in there, and I think I'm going to make another block to go right in here in this gap right here. If it had been just a good straight grain piece, that would have been fine, but where that knot was right there, and of course it's already cooled off to the point where it won't bend anymore there in that knot. I did have it bent. So this has got to cool off now. Okay, well that went pretty well. I think, looking at it, looks like it went pretty well. Yeah, I'm not unhappy with that at all. This tube deformed here where the, tip it up and see if I can get it to go back down. Where it was sitting on the board. I'm probably not going to be able to get this back in here now. I take the heat gun to it, I guess, and heat that end up and get it, but it went oblong here where this piece threads in there, so I couldn't get that threaded back in there. Okay, that's just because it was sitting, the weight on it. I'll go get the heat gun and try to straighten that out and get that back down to where it'll fit. And then I'll soak these boards some more and I'll let this cool off overnight and see how it looks tomorrow. It's cool out here, so it's going to cool off pretty fast. I'd rather it cooled off slow, but it's going to cool off pretty fast. But I think that looks pretty good. That went pretty good. And here's my trial balloon wingtip bow. The curve on it didn't quite get as much as I like, so I changed the guides on it, the jig on it, to make it so it's a little bit tighter curve. But this one actually, if I stick this end into that rib and bring it around, well, this is cold, this set all night, so I can bring it around. I can make it fit. Now this one's no good because it had this big knot in it right here, and I knew that going into it, that this was just a trial balloon, so to speak, but I think it turned out pretty good. I can make that fit, I can make that work like that, but I did go ahead and change my blocks for my jig, so it's going to make a little tighter bend, and I'll let it sit longer to cool off, to dry out, than I did this one. I just took this one out maybe a little bit early, but got enough spring in it now I can bring it around. So this one would have actually worked if it hadn't had that knot in it, but it was a good proof of concept. It's a good trial one.